Hello everyone, this is Nate coming to you with some gameplay. The last video was about the basics of warding. So what I'm going to do today is to try to capture a full game and go over some of those concepts again, as well as demonstrating the importance of some of those concepts and just this general normal game. So this is a normal. This is not ranked. This is not draft mode, as evidenced by the WTF2 Yasuos. So yeah, so I'll also use this as an opportunity to go into the very basics of team comp. So we have a Rise mid, some good burst, some good roaming potential, not very tanky usually. We have a Jhin Thresh bottom lane, a lot of CC. Jhin has a very strong laning phase, surprising amount of damage, but he's a bit immobile. Excuse me. We also have a Yi, which is going to be high damage, good split push, no crowd control, decent team fighting in that he can clean up, but not much more other than that. And let's get toward lane. So they have a, looks like, what's a minute? Yeah, looks like a Kennen he'd carry, brand support, so very high damage, a lot of harass. They have Kha'Zix jungle, who is going to be very bursty, going to be good for counter jungling our guy. Again, not a whole lot of health, not a lot of crowd control, not the best at team fighting. Yasuo top. We have a Yasuo as well. Very mobile, high damage, good for team fights and whatnot. So those are the team comps, as you can see here. And what I like is that you can shift these around. I like to default to the basic lanes. So mid, top, mid, jungle, top, AD carry support, mid, jungle, top, AD carry support. So we'll see how this goes. I'm playing Thresh. Thresh is my favorite. Oops, being sneaky. Speaking of wards, we talked about the importance of vision. They're obviously placing a lot of emphasis on that early. So they put a ward here. What that means is they see what we're doing here. Unfortunately, there's no real kind of way around that for us, and I very much doubt they're going to, oops, do anything crazy. Saying that, let's see if we can get something crazy going on here. Nice little hook. Nice, very nice. That was inadvisable, I would say, as a support, especially as a brand. Early on, you don't really have a lot of damage. The only thing I can think of is that Brand was hoping to catch our Yi out very low, get a quick kind of cheesy kill. So their ward allowed them to see where our Yi was. However, it didn't give them apparently enough information about where he was going or his current health status. So that was a bit strange. That was very aggressive. And I think a bit foolhardy. But that right there was an example of a very early ward that can be used to get more information about where the jungler is. Because if you know that, then you have a much better idea of where he's going to gank first, and therefore second, where he's going to pressure, if at all. Someone like Yi generally does not have a whole lot of pressure. Oh, that's not good. They can clear pretty well. They can farm up pretty well. But their ganks essentially have to consist of him walking up and hitting you with his sword, which can work. He's better as a kind of cleanup ganker, as someone who comes in, does the damage necessary, rather than someone like a Maokai or a Mumu who comes in and does the crowd control, and you have to split the damage. So here we are in lane. We have the Brand. I don't remember if the Brand flashed. He has died once. I've gotten an assist, which is a little bit of extra gold. Brand is going to be high damage, a lot of harass, a decent stun when he can land his little shooter of fire thing. And then Kennen, I think, is a bit of a strange AD carry. He can work. He's low range. He has a good ultimate for kind of peeling for himself. Peeling basically means getting the enemy team to stop hitting him. So the main downside of an AD carry position, they have very high damage, sometimes decent crowd control, but they're often very low health. So they are often difficult to keep alive. For instance, if the AD carry has a bajillion damage and you just kill him within a second, it doesn't matter how much damage he has. So it can be part of the balancing act of team fights is protecting your squishies long enough for them to kill the enemy squishies. So I'm going to ward up here. Remember we talked about this is one of the key bushes to ward. It lets us see people coming in from here and here. It's very important. Kha'Zix can jump. He can jump over a wall, at least parts of that wall there. However, there's not going to be a whole lot he can do unless he can kind of slip in here, which is a possibility. So we'll have to keep an eye out for that. My role in this lane at this point, ooh nice, he's pushing him out, is to basically just allow Jhin to farm. I'm here to support. Someone like a Brand is going to do a lot of damage. They can kind of afford... Oops, what's going on here? This is strange. The Brand is not doing map movements well. It's good for us. Again, the advantage of that ward there is I was able to see where the Brand was going. And because I knew Yi was here, because I knew Brand was heading that way, Brand doesn't have any spells that make him go faster, make him jump over walls or anything like that. So I knew that if my team responded, we would be able to kill him. That's what happened. So that's really good. That's good for us. Yi's getting 2 early kills, which is really good. So that means his damage is going to amp up very quickly, or at least more quickly than usual, which is going to be very important for us. Yi is often the equivalent, the epitome of what's known as a glass cannon. What that means is you have a cannon which does a lot of damage, however it's very fragile. So it's great if you don't touch it, however if the enemy team starts touching it, getting near it, it's going to get bonked in no time. This is another instance of I probably should have put the ward here, but it's an instance of a ward that can be placed in a bit of an unusual position. What that does naturally lets us get vision of this bush. However, it also allows us to see any sort of lane gank shenanigans that the enemy jungler might be doing. I haven't seen a whole lot from the Kha'Zix this game. He hasn't done a whole lot, but it is always important to poke there. So we got Yi coming in. I don't know if we can do anything. He's flashed, he's ulted. Yes, that was a very bad idea. I was not able to close distance fast enough, to support him. So again, that's an important thing to keep in your memory, is to say, okay, well, Yi does a lot of damage. That's good. However, if he's ever caught out by himself, like he was here, he's going to die very quickly. So characters like that often will require assistance from their team in order to be able to put out their damage. Again, you can have all the items in the world, but if you are dead, you cannot do anything, even if you're Karthus. No, a little bit if you're Karthus. Okay. So, that was the first back. So I'm going to ping that the enemies are missing, which again is an important part of laning. And we're going back to buy. So I'm going to get some wards to make sure that we can keep tabs on everybody. I like to keep the wards generally in my 1 slot, the health potions generally in my 3 slot. Doesn't really matter, whatever is comfortable for you and your fingers. Oop, he's going for another Gankarino, maybe. I flashed. Nice. Good, good, good. That is good. So again, he's getting involved in more kills. Ryze is getting big as well. Ryze is going to have an awful lot of potential later on. So here we go. That is a build. Giant's Belt first, Dark Seal. So he's going to be tankier than I am. He's not going to have as many wards as I do. But again, he's looking to kind of bully in the laning phase, which is precisely what he should be doing. It's just a bit of a strange route to get there. I'm going to put a ward here, just in case there's no craziness from their jungler coming in behind us. These are control wards. They are an addition of the recent patch. What they let us do is, so if the enemy had a ward here, and we'll see this later on, I'll try to point it out if I remember. If the enemy had a ward in this bush, I placed their control ward. Their ward is now disabled, as in it will no longer see much of anything. And it will also be visible, which means that we can kill it. So those are both good things. It also will not expire. Other wards will expire. So this will be here as long as they do not expire. Get them on a turret. Nice, nice, nice. Another ult. Very good. Very nice. Very nice. That was close. So that was really nice. What happened was they jumped in and tried to use all their damage at once, try to burst him down, which almost worked. So basically, again, Jhin is very generally slow. He does not move very quickly. He does not have any jumps or escapes or flashes or anything like that, except for his normal summoner spell, which he just used both of those. What I was able to do is I was able to lantern him, so I can throw this out. If he clicks on it, he will jump to me. I also give him a bit of a shield, and they basically over pursued. They went too deep. They weren't able to get quite enough damage, and therefore they were able to do things like that. I'm going to place another ward here. Oh, that's a lot of damage though. So again, this is the kind of default ward for being down on the blue side of things. So here we are. Jin's now got a kill and an assist, which is good. I've got a kill and 3 assists. That's pretty good as well. I just don't want... Yeah, Brand is playing very aggressively. He's playing very far forward, which he can do because he has a lot of damage. Thresh is a lot of things, but damage is not one of them. So I'm going to sweep this bush with my trinket. You notice I do not have a yellow trinket. I have a red trinket. That lets me, for a very brief time, see if there's any invisible wards in that bush. There are not, so we know as of now that they have no wards in this bush, which might not be an issue, could be important, but right now we know there's nothing there, so that's good. Why is this ward visible? That's strange. So I'm going to hook him, I'm going to ult him. He's coming in. Got him. Nice. So, again, that was a bit of a tricky one. I was able to crowd control him to get him into my ultimate, which is important because if I can't crowd control, I don't really have enough damage to contribute to a fight. So, I was able to do that. I was able to flash out of the Kennen ultimate, which is again important. If I had stayed, I would have died, and that would have turned the fight very quickly. And then Yi was there as well. So that is a good thing. So now I'm going to get boots, so I can, or secondary boots rather, so I can run around the map more quickly, which means I can place rewards, I can help out my team. So that's pretty good. Yasuo's attacking me. Oop. So I'm going to try to head mid. I'll probably be there too late. I'm coming! Yeah, that's unfortunate. So maybe we can actually get something going here. Is that a hook? Nope. Yeah. Unfortunate, but not unexpected. Basically, Yasuo went in for a kill. Probably would have gotten it. However, the enemy jungler was here. Oops, he's going in. Yeah, that was a bit of a silly ult. Again, Yasuo did not have any wards. He did not know where the enemy jungler was. So the enemy jungler was able to kind of zoom up and do his own thing. So now Jhin, I'm not sure what Jin's doing. Yeah, oh, he's going back. Okay. So he's right there. I'm going to refill this just in case there's no more dives. I have my ult up very soon. I have exhaust. Jhin is very low. So Jin's going to ult basically just to clear the wave here. We didn't want them to be able to get our turret. That would be bad. So our top first turret has gone out, top outer turret. And that's not good. That means their Yasuo can afford to push in quite a bit. Ooh, I got someone coming in from the back. So, pull him in, gonna ult him. We have someone coming in from the back. Nice. So he's dead. Cannon's ulting. Ryze should be able to get him. Nice. Very good. It's always good to support your teammates. It's important to keep them feeling like they're doing a good job. Sometimes it's necessary to point out mistakes and to be constructive, but oftentimes it's good to be very positive. So we'll see Zilean is getting attacked again. He ulted himself, so he'll come back, those little hourglasses. So now he's back. Can he... Oops. Kha'Zix is in. Kha'Zix is out. Kha'Zix is back in. He alpha strikes. Nice. Very nice alpha. So that little zoomy move. Oops, I gotta go by. Was enabled him to go out. Ooh, that's gonna be aggressive. Oh. That's unfortunate. Okay. So what I'm gonna do, where is it here? I'm gonna build toward a Knight's Vow. Wow, this guy is getting work done in our top. So now he's heading in here. We don't have any wards here, which is a bit unfortunate. So we can't really track him down. I'm gonna head back bot to help out Jhin. Jhin is underfarmed, but he's got more kills and assists. Again, Kennon's damage is reliant almost entirely upon auto attacks. Jhin has abilities to weave in as well. So I'm going to sweep out here. I have a red sweeper now, so what that means is every minute and a half or so I can walk around knowing that there are no invisible wards around. So Zen just died. Unfortunately, I was not watching over there, or should have been. So here we are. So we're down 2 kills. I've done well. I ideally would not have these kills. I'd have them on Jhin, but such is the way of support sometimes. So they're going to want to push this down. Again, it's difficult to get close. The crowd control is real. I panic flashed. I didn't need to flash. So that's unfortunate. Right. So that was a bad play by me. I got locked up in the Cannon ultimate. It's that big swirling vortex of death. And I panicked. I kept spamming the flash. However, I did not have enough time, or I was not crowd controlled to react. So at that point, I didn't know that he was going to die here. That's not good either. I knew that the Kha'Zix was coming. However, by the time he was here, by the time he came in, I couldn't back out. So what I probably should have done is given him more time and giving the Kha'Zix more time to kind of wander around and go elsewhere. Or him being so close means they have a lot of extra damage. So I'm going to ward here, keeps an eye on the dragon, also keeps an eye on anything going up and down here. Again, another kind of default ward. Dragon is a very important buff to get. I see him, I can't do anything about him though. So, it's important to keep track of dragon. So again, Zillion's bombs are rather irritating. Fish for the hook, got nothing, but it's only on a 10-second cooldown, 8-second cooldown, so oops, this is not good coming. Throw out my lantern. Oh, he's going in. Okay, that was silly. Yeah, we're... So, the most important button in League of Legends is that button right there. Mute button. Unfortunately, you will find a lot of people that are not looking to cooperate, that are not looking to build their team up, and instead say things like GG this team, which is unfortunate. So, and someone like that, if they've made it clear that they're not looking to get going, and that's not a good idea. They had way too many people there. Look him under tower, got him. Oof, that damage. And people like this, people like Brand saying easy. There's no need for that. You don't have to submit yourself to that if you don't want to. So I just mute him. This game has gone rather poorly. We had a decent laning phase, but their mid, jungle, and top were able to get a good thing going. Bran actually has a lot of kills now. Bran has an alarming amount of damage. He is essentially just a mid lane mage who they just put in bottom lane, which is an entirely functional and good strategy. But ooh, this is not good. So we will almost certainly lose this game. And it was not, unfortunately, a very... Oh, Rise, what are you doing, dude? Unfortunately, not a very instructive game. It just fell apart rather quickly, so I wasn't able to go into that. So I might use this game, I might not. I might just upload it as an example of gameplay. Ah, okay. So, if anything, this is an example of people being caught out. There were a couple instances of Rise over here, and so forth and so on, of our team being in places that they really should not have been in, and that let the enemy team get some couple quick kills, and their damage snowballed rather quickly. Once again, the psychological edge of being in a situation like this is that you don't have any vision, so you don't know anything that's going on where your minions are not, except for this one ward here. So we don't know if they're on Dragon, besides this guy and this guy. Well, now with Kha'Zix here, we know they're not on Dragon. But, in general... Oops, come on. Get him. Maybe not. So the instructive thing is that we had no knowledge of anything outside of our base. So we didn't know where the enemy was. We didn't know what objectives were still up, and ideally you would have wards in those locations so you'd be able to